In Acts chapter 10, we have what the Bible will call a devout man named Cornelius. He was a centurion. He had about 100 soldiers under him of the Italian cohort. And God speaks to Cornelius. The Bible says, a devout man who feared God with all his household and gave alms. So he gave money generously to the people. And Cornelius was known to be a man who prayed continuously to God, a man who gave his time to God. And about the 9th hour, he clearly sees a vision, and God speaks to him, and God says, Cornelius. Of course, if you ever hear the voice or an angel, you will be terrified. So the Bible tells us that Cornelius was. And God speaks and says, your prayers and your alms have extended as a memorial before me. Cornelius's prayers and gifts are called a remembrance and memorial. The Old Testament sacrifices that they would take into the temple to slaughter and to burn in Leviticus chapter 2 verse 2 are called prayers and gifts. They're a memorial. They're remembrances. That's what the sacrifices were. The sacrifice of Jesus Christ on the cross, the author of the Hebrews tells us that it was a remembrance. And God looks upon Cornelius' prayer and he calls it the same. God's most valuable response for the devoutness and the faithfulness of Cornelius was to lead Cornelius into further truth. And by doing this, he sends the apostle Peter. Romans 10 tells us, for everyone who calls on the name of the Lord will be saved. But how then will they call on him in whom they have not believed? And how are they to believe in him in whom they have never heard? And how are they to hear without someone preaching? And how are they to preach unless they are sent? As it is written, how beautiful are the feet of those who preach the good news. There was a response. And God used Peter. The same time that Cornelius was having a vision, God gave Peter a vision to go speak to him, to go preach the good news. And today, in the crisis that everyone has, you have that very ability to speak the good news of Jesus Christ to someone. How then can they believe? How then can they have peace? How then can they have hope unless someone preaches the good news? Would you do that today? Would you put the gospel or the good news in someone's ear to give them hope when everybody else panics, to give them peace when everybody else is distressed? I pray that you will.